I'm Britt Prendergast with Virgin Radio, and I am over the moon to be here with Dermot Kennedy at Rogers Place right now. You're here for our Sonder tour. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, thank you.
I am over the moon because the last time we saw you, you were in studio with me. But then the last time we spoke to you, you were in Atlanta. We spoke to you over Skype. Yeah. So in between those two things, not only has Sonder, the album, dropped, but also Sonder, the tour. So tell me about the positives of those two.
Oh yeah, it's been the best. It's been, it's been a really nice experience for me, kind of seeing how my first two albums can live together on a set list. That's been very reassuring for me, because I know Sonder's quite different from Without Fear, but it's important for me to move on as an artist, and so, but it's been lovely for me to see how they can both live together and kind of not feel like you're playing two different shows a night, that they can have similar themes and ideas. But no, it's been the best. Yeah, it's been full on, but this tour is great.
Good. I'm glad. And so the growth in yourself is what I want to talk about, because for you being in Edmonton prior, you've played a small room no bigger than what we're standing in right now. You opened up for Shawn Mendes, and now the room is fully yours here at Rogers Place. You're headlining it. Talk about the growth of yourself through this whole process.
Yeah, it's funny because, I stay working the whole time, so it's hard to gauge any kind of change in things, but the fact that the Shawn shows were kind of a year ago is crazy, it really is, and it's never lost on me. But it's funny, you do kind of, you're working on something new every day, so there's no moment where I'm kind of like, wow, this all just changed immediately, it's always quite gradual, but yeah, it's a crazy feeling to be back here.
Good. So I'm lucky enough. I've seen Sonder. I came to Vancouver. I got to see it. So nice. I'm thrilled. However, I'm sure it's going to be different since you have dropped 2 new songs since May. So what can the fans expect coming to see Sonder tonight?
I think the main thing, I think sometimes people expect from me quite a sort of like chilled out acoustic type show.
Yes.
It's just not that really, it's very, I think one of the main things for me has always been dynamics. I want to be able to sit at a piano and play an acoustic moment for people, and for it to be close and intimate and all that. But then I also want moments where it's upbeat and energetic, and the arrangements are huge and all that kind of thing. So yeah, it's not necessarily what people expect from, it's not like a normal acoustic singer-songwriter show at all.
I feel like we go through a lot of emotions in your shows. Yes.
Totally, and I think, the show should reflect that. It shouldn't just be me singing these words. The visuals should reflect that. They should enhance whatever people are feeling. I think it's very important, the show you bring to people. I don't think the music is enough. You need to kind of immerse people and bring them with you.
Absolutely. So, okay, this morning, what a treat to wake up to a new song. Yeah. I wasn't expecting that, so you've kind of thrown me for a loop for my next couple of questions. So I'm going to quote you here. The song came together in the most natural way, each lyric just showing up and spilling out over one another. I'll never forget writing it, an ode to love, whether it's eternal or not. So I feel like I've just described Sunday out loud. But do me a favor and explain it from your standpoint, because for me, as a fan of yours for a very long time, I feel like this is raw for you.
Yeah, it's just what I want to get back to. Do you know what I mean? I think as artists in the music industry, there's huge, there's so many people just doing it every day. Do you know what I mean? Like, pre-save this and look at this, and tickets are on sale now, and buy this and pay attention to all of this, and it's really hectic or something. And so I'm just kind of in love with the idea at the moment of just like that song, like if I was being more pedantic about it, that song, I would revocal it and I'd record the piano again and all these kind of things. But it just, I don't know, it just feels nice to just upload a song and see what happens, because that's what I used to do,
Yes, that's exactly what you used to do. So one thing about being your fan that excites me, but you have taught me a lot of patience. So this kind of contradicts what we just talked about with your new song. You are very good at teasing new music, and it gets me so excited. You specifically had one, and I don't know if you'll remember off the top of your head, but you were in Hong Kong, you were in a tattoo shop, and it was just the song, and it was like the whole aura of the video, the aesthetic, everything. Okay, how long until we can see more, even though you gave me one today, so I will relax, but like how long till we can see more, and like what are we expecting from that newer music?
That one's coming, and that one, it's fun in the sense that, like, you talk about the one that came out today being more raw.
Yes.
It's like it is, but then also that one that you're talking about from Hong Kong is kind of, it feels quite produced and stuff, but also they live in the same space emotionally, I think, and that's one of the things I enjoy the most. I think that's what's important, I think, in terms of like trying different things as an artist, because the artists I'm inspired by can kind of, they show me that you know, to be emotional and vulnerable, it doesn't have to be just like a piano and vocal or a guitar and vocal. You find that like you can build songs and still keep that intimacy, and so yeah, I'm excited about that one. I'm excited to show people that like I want to do the raw thing, but also I don't want to just stay there the whole time. So, but I'm very excited for what's coming. We're gonna bring out like music every now and then, which to me is exciting because, like I said, that's what I used to do before I had a career.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so excited. I probably listened to that one. I don't even want to admit to how many times it's been a lot. So, on a good day, I'm sure it changes often.
Yeah.
What is your own favorite lyric?
Oh, that I wrote.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna pick one because I've thought about this a lot. It's impossible, but I think one of the ones that sticks with me is "There's a beauty in being broken and without fear," because it's the last lyric on that album, and it's not just the last lyric on the album. It's the last lyric I sang for that album. It was when I kind of literally sort of put the album away and said, "All right, that's done now." And so, and it just means a lot to me, and it hasn't lost its meaning over time. It still feels important in the show, so that might be there, yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, I know it changes because a lot of your,
it will change tomorrow.
whatever's happening in your life. Are you as poetic in your everyday life when you speak to loved ones, family, things like that? Or is it really just through your music where
It's
it comes
definitely
out?
just the music, yeah. I think people think I live in a way that sort of like correlates with the music. It doesn't at all. Like I don't take things very seriously at all. And I take the music so seriously, and I think, yeah, I guess every sort of intense feeling I have goes into that music, and so I feel quite light moving through the world. You know what I mean? Like I feel pretty chilled, and I don't carry it with me too much. I would say I'm still an emotional person and an intense person at times, but I'm not as serious as the music would suggest. Maybe.
Good to know.
Yeah,
Good. That's where you let it out.
Yeah.
So, Power Over Me, 5 years old.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the beginning, the first song, or the first question rather, I asked you about how your concert is like we go through all the emotions. Now, Power Over Me, I feel like, is one of my favorite songs I see you play live because you turn the room completely.
Yeah.
So, Power Over Me, 5 years, what do you got to say about it?
First single I ever had, you know? First time I was comfortable kind of going for it and having like a repeating chorus and being like, all right, this is the way we're going to try and like have energy that rises through that. Like, you know, I never approached songwriting in a calculated way in my whole life. I never did. I don't like it. And so it was always going to be a challenge for me to be like, all right, this is a single and this is going to be like sent to radio and all that kind of stuff. And I was just reluctant to do that. And so, but I was very lucky. I wrote this song with Scott Harris and Cause from Toronto, and yeah, they knew that about me. And so we made sure, firstly, I made sure that the lyrics spoke to me and they were important, because anytime I write something that's more upbeat and potentially more kind of pop leaning, it just has to have that depth in the lyrics. And then yeah, I just wanted it to be a bit different. You know, to me, even it's still not your standard kind of radio sing-along thing. So, and you see that in the show. It's a moment in the show. So,
oh, yeah. It turns the whole room. I'm so glad you just said that about, even though it's a poppy song, because I do genuinely feel that Kiss Me isn't typically you until
It's
you
sad,
lyrically hear it. Because the lyrics are incredible, but it doesn't sound necessarily your, like, raw like we got today.
No, I know. And then, but it's a fun exercise, you know, because then I'll play it acoustically and people might be like, oh, I love the lyrics. And it's like, yeah, no, they're still there though when you listen to it and the thing. And it's just funny, you know, it's for me, like, I think sometimes artists are expected to like have this sort of foresight where they can predict everything. You know, like for me, I'm still trying to, like, I want a song like that, because when I play it at home in Ireland, there's like 50,000 people jumping up and down. Like, that's a good feeling, and I want to know what that feels like. And do I lean into it or do I step away from it? You know, and I don't know yet, but it's definitely, I would rather find out and then make my decisions, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that song. Well, Dermot, I need to thank you personally, because you did say to me in Edmonton the last time you were here that you wouldn't forget us, and you didn't.
I always come back. No, I do come back.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm so glad. We are so hyped to have you here.
Nice.
I'm sure the rest of Canada that you added all the other dates to were as well, and I can't wait for Sonder tonight. Still grab your tickets. They are available this evening. Thank you, Dermot.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Okay, I just want to show you something really quick. So last time you were here, you signed a piece of paper.
Wow, you got it. Wow.
Yeah, I had to downsize it though, because it's like my whole
Big
arm
scrawl
last
and
time.
handwriting, yeah.
And then I added lyrics for, I'm not going to show you that.
No,
to Moments Past on my thigh.
Nice.
So yes, I don't want to say I'm a creepy fan, but I'm a big fan. Like, I I told you last
Thank
time.
you very
So,
much.
Thank you.
No,
I
I
Can I get
appreciate
a
the
photo
chat.
of you two
Of
together?
course, yeah.
I'm gonna get a photo. You get a respect.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
Here we go. Great lighting. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Good.
You got it?
on here too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you
Cheers,
so
guys.
much.
Thank you. Of
Thank
course.
you.
Have a great
Cheers.
show tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you,
for
guys.